Good morning. I'm Chris Lenski, Grant Specialist with the Career and Technical Education team at the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction. Please be sure to mute your speakers at this time. Thank you for joining us for this installation of Strengthening CTE, Putting the Pieces Together series. The Strengthening CTE for the 21st Century Act, or Perkins 5, requires districts and consortia that seek Perkins funding to complete a comprehensive local needs assessment, or CLNA, the results of which must be included in the Perkins grant application. There are 6 focus areas of the needs assessment. Because each of the 6 areas is key to the needs assessment, the Wisconsin Guide to Conducting a Comprehensive Local Needs Assessment, or CLNA guide, found on the DPI Perkins 5 website, dedicates one section to each. You will need to engage stakeholders in setting a future vision to address the results of your CLNA, including deciding which programs and activities to prioritize in your Perkins 5 local application. We covered performance on federal accountability indicators during our last webcast. Today, we will focus on alignment to labor market needs. To talk more in depth about how to access and interpret labor market information, we've invited Karen Smith, an education consultant on the CTE team, to provide you with some additional guidance and resources. Karen?
Thanks so much for inviting me to join you today. So in Wisconsin, we've been talking about labor market information for a while. It's one of the components that districts should be addressing in academic and career planning. Making sure that students understand labor market information can be very helpful as they plan their future career goals. Similarly, school districts should also consider labor market information as they create their pathway programs. That is why alignment to labor market needs is one of the 6 focus areas of the needs assessment. You can see verbatim what the law requires in the Wisconsin CLNA guide. But in plain language, what it means is that any local pathway that you develop as a part of your Perkins application needs to reflect in-demand industries, and these industries should have job opportunities at multiple skill levels. Let's break this down a bit. When we talk about multiple skill levels, we mean careers that span entry-level jobs all the way through professional level jobs. Because it's not enough to build an entire pathway in your district if the only jobs available to your students will be low-paying, low-skill, or entry-level. You want to have lots of opportunities for them to advance in their career as well. When we talk about in demand, we essentially mean there'll be more than the average amount of job opportunities available in the future. So why is considering labor market information an important part of your needs assessment? As a state, we want to invest time, funding, and resources into quality CTE pathways that are the most likely to lead to family-sustaining careers for our students. When we look at labor market information, such as employment projections and emerging occupations, we can evaluate which CTE program areas in our state and in your local region are projected to have the most career opportunities for your students. These are the areas that you may want to invest in for pathway development. But what if you have students who are interested in a pathway that is not expected to grow? Fortunately, academic and career planning, which is offered in every district in Wisconsin, gives us a process to help any student to pursue any career area. Furthermore, the skills students develop in high school should broadly reflect good employability skills that will prepare them for a multitude of careers. However, the future career landscape is shifting rapidly. This makes it more critical than ever to align high school CTE programming with the changing nature of technology and skills students will need to be successful. Thus, we need to pay attention to shifts in the labor market more than ever before. In the CLNA guide, you will find 3 sets of questions that are essential to focus on. What industry sectors are projected to grow the most in our local area as well as in the state? What are the emerging jobs in each CTE area for which we should be preparing students? What skills will they need in the future? And how do our CTE programs align with these industry projections and emerging occupations? Are we teaching students the right skills? Where are the biggest gaps? And how can we work with employers, post-secondary, and community partners in our region to fill these gaps? The good news is that as a state, we've already dissected labor market information for the following industries in order to create state-endorsed regional career pathways: healthcare, specifically in therapeutic and diagnostic services; construction; advanced manufacturing; and information technology. Therefore, you are not required to review labor market information for any of these industries, even if you're not in an area of the state that is offering these state-endorsed regional career pathways quite yet. We know these pathways are in demand and will have good job opportunities at multiple skill levels. That's one of the reasons why they were selected to become a state-endorsed regional career pathway. If you're interested in learning more about state-endorsed regional career pathways, including the jobs that employers have identified as being most in demand and the skills they consider most important, go to the Pathways Wisconsin webpage listed on this slide and click on the industry tabs. For other industries, let's take a closer look at the question sets you'll need to include in your needs assessment. With this first question, we're looking at specific labor market information that predicts which industries are expected to grow based on past and current trends. When we look at projected industry growth, we consider new jobs that will be created and jobs that will be unfilled because people are retiring or moving to different industries. With the large number of baby boomers retiring right now, it's crucial that our job projection data include these unfilled jobs. Industries such as advanced manufacturing may not be expected to create many new jobs, but a large percentage of their workforce is retiring over the next 5 to 10 years and will create huge job demand in that industry. In partnership with the Wisconsin Department of Workforce Development, we are creating state and regional reports that will provide industry projections specifically tailored to our CTE program areas. On this screen, you see an example of the summary for agriculture and natural resources. This summary will tell you if the growth in this CTE program area is increasing or decreasing as compared to other areas. It will also highlight top job categories, such as those that are projected to have the most newly created jobs, are the fastest growing, have the most annual job openings, and have the top annual median wages. On the bottom of the screen, you will see a tab for overall state labor market information data for this CTE program area, and a tab labeled WDA1 LMI data. Once completed, these tabs will show you the LMI data for the CTE program area specific to your region by Workforce Development Area, or WDA. Similar reports will be developed for all 6 CTE program areas. We're in the process of creating these reports. However, they'll be available in the near future. You'll be able to find them on the DPI website on the Labor Market Information page. Next, question 2 asks us to look at emerging occupations. Traditional labor market information may not be able to predict emerging occupations because it relies on past and current trends to predict the future. However, things like rapid technological advances can cause significant disruption in some industries, causing some jobs to disappear altogether and new ones to emerge. Fortunately, there are many reports out there that discuss future trends in specific industries or in the world of work in general. Some of these reports will even make predictions about how these future trends may impact the types of jobs that will be available to students in the future and the skills they will need. Remember, this work has already been done for the state-endorsed regional career pathways. You can go to the Pathways Wisconsin webpage shown previously to find the pathway maps and the building block documents for each industry area. The building blocks highlight the academic and technical skills employers report they will need in the future for projected and emerging occupations. In addition, our CTE consultants at the Department of Public Instruction are curating a list of industry reports for each CTE program area that you might find helpful as you research emerging occupations. Like the LMI reports we are creating, You will be able to find these reports related to emerging occupations on DPI's Labor Market Information page. Another good place to look for industry reports on emerging occupations are the websites for your local regional economic development organizations, workforce development boards, chambers of commerce, and industry or trade associations. In particular, look for reports about emerging occupations that discuss the skills employers will need the most in the future. It can be hard to predict the specific job titles that will exist 5 to 10 years from now, but oftentimes employers can identify the skills needed for success. It's critical to align our CTE programs with these skills. Now you're ready to answer the last set of questions, where you will use the labor market information you gathered and evaluate how your CTE program enrollments match up with predicted job openings and emerging occupations. This is you to do some deep analysis with several key stakeholders. At the K-12 level, you may want to include your district and building administrators, your curriculum and instruction director, CTE and work-based learning coordinators, academic and CTE teachers, as well as special education teachers. In addition to these K-12 stakeholders, it can also be highly beneficial to engage the employer, post-secondary, economic development, and workforce development partners in your region as you analyze and discuss this LMI. However, keep in mind that other local districts and Perkins consortia in your area are likely looking to contact the same regional partners. Please consider how you can reach out to these partners in a coordinated way. Once you have all the right people in the room, start by presenting and explaining the labor market information for your region. Then provide information about your CTE program enrollments. Next, to get the conversation started, turn to the third set of questions in your CLNA guide and discuss together how do our CTE programs align with these industry projections and emerging occupations. Are we teaching students the right skills? Where are the biggest gaps? And how can we work with employers, post-secondary, and community partners in our region to fill these gaps? Coming soon, we will also have available an online module, What Should I Know When Planning for My Future?, a resource for students and those that support them. This module uses interactive activities to help students, family members, and high school educators better understand the mixed messages of future planning. It will also help viewers sort through the multiple resources related to future planning. In addition, we'll be publishing a Career Insights report, which shows key Wisconsin industries that will have high growth and high wages in the next 10 years. This resource will also include tips related to future planning. Now back to Chris Lenski.
Thank you, Karen. That concludes the presentation. Before we take questions, I want to make our audience aware that we will be holding 2 all-day technical assistance seminars on the CLNA in September. One in Madison on the 19th and the other in Wausau on the 26th. We're still planning these events, so watch for details on the Perkins 5 webpage. Now let's open it up for questions. Please submit any questions you may have by using the chat feature. Okay, no questions. Well, thank you so much for joining today's webinar. Should you have any further questions regarding labor market information, you can reach Karen using the contact information on this screen. Our next webinar will be on Wednesday, August 21st from 8:15 to 8:45, and will focus on assessing the size, scope, and quality of your programs. Have a great day, everyone.